大家好，我是康云. Hello everyone, I'm Kang Yun, and welcome back to Demon Souls, Chang'e's journey through Boletaria. Last time we completed the Tower of Latria. We did everything there. We beat the old monk and got the homing soul arrow with the yellow demon soul, and then we went through the Shrine of Storms, took out the Black Phantom Satsuki, and got to the we traded the gold mask to the crows for a colorless demon soul, and then we killed the primeval demon for another colorless demon soul, which we used one apiece on each the Chris Blade, which is now +3, and the Jerry Stiletto, which is now +2. So our magic will get an even bigger boost with this sword being +3. I do want to level up because I have a fair amount of souls from going through the Shrine of Storms that just
Thou
then.
seekest the power of the soul, no? Then touch the demon inside me. Soul of the mind.
We said we wanted more
life's
endurance,
deeper.
so yeah, we'll
Soul
keep
of the
doing that. I
lost
think once we
withdrawn
get
from
to
its
maybe
vessel,
15
let strength
endurance,
be
we'll
granted so the
focus
world might be mended.
again on
So the
our
world might be
magic.
mended.
We'll want to get magic to 40. Then we'll probably give ourselves some more intelligence and gradually start leveling up vitality as well. So there we go.
Art thou finished?
Do I have any stones? No, I don't know. I already dropped everything off to Thomas. So now, oh, before I forget, because as I showed in the last episode, which I had forgotten that I killed a few players, and I suppose I could explain this a little bit more in detail. When you start the game, you have neutral character tendency, as I've pointed out, and it works like the world tendency in that it's a scale of 0 being pure black and then 7 being pure white. And so from 0, 1, and 2, it's black. 3 is neutral. Or 0, 1, 2, and 3 are black. And then I think 4 is neutral, and then 5, 6, and 7 are whites. I might be mixing that up a bit, but essentially, you start off what we can consider 5 steps. I think it's 5 steps away from pure white, because if from the beginning of the game, if you don't do anything if you don't do anything to turn it towards black, it takes all 5 Black Phantom NPCs in each of the 5 Archstones to turn your tendency to pure white, which we've killed the Black Phantom Scurver and Stonefang, we've killed the Black Phantom Rydell on Latria, and we've just killed Black Phantom Satsuki and Shrine of Storms. So technically we shouldn't have pure white yet because we've only killed those 3 Black Phantoms. But killing a Black Phantom as a player also shifts your world tendency towards white. Now, there is another caveat to that, in that I do believe if you fight the old monk if the old monk is a player, that will count as towards your character tendency. Whereas killing bosses does not. And it was once believed that killing bosses in co-op as a Blue Phantom will shift your character tendency towards white, but only marginally. And I've been wanting to test that, but as of yet, I've not been able to. And the way in which you can test it is there's a sword called the Demon Brand, or the Soul Brand. There's two different swords, and those swords scale with your character tendency, and you'll see a damage shift depending on if your character tendency goes up or down. The amount of damage the sword will do will change. So, yeah, that's something I'd like to test out at some point. But when you do have pure white tendency, you want to go talk to the Monumental. And if you're going for the Platinum Trophy, you want to do this because there is a trophy for all rings. So you come up here, you keep going because you're not up high enough. And then you take a right, and then you go here. And we should get a dialogue saying that we should take this because it will be of help to us on our journey, something like that.
Take this. It will be of help to you on your quest.
Yeah, and we get, in the original game, it was called the Friends Ring. I guess they changed it to Allies Ring in the remake. What is that? Minyo, which I'm assuming means ally or friend. Well, Pengyo is friend. I'm not sure. That character, it has the character Ming on top, but maybe that's pronounced, it's Meng, not Ming, so Mengyo. Which we could translate as Mengyo is ally, sworn friend. Okay. Makes sense. So it looks like they went with a more, like a lot of the other things in the remake, they seem to have gone with more accurate, we'll say, translations as compared to the original. Because I've pointed this out previously. Or I may have, maybe I haven't. In the original game, the Moon Shadow Stone was called Dark Moon Stone, but if you look at the Japanese and Chinese in the original and the remake, they're both the same because the Japanese uses the same Chinese characters to say 月影石, which means literally Moon Shadow Stone, which is a contrast to 月光石, which is Moonlight Stone, the other magic stone. So this ring is good if you're wanting to do co-op, because, and I guess I'll take a little bit longer, if you don't mind, to explain character tendency. I am planning on doing a future video, an in-depth video guide on the complex inner workings of world and character tendency in Demon Souls, because they're kind of a hidden system that there's a lot of misinformation online or misunderstanding. But this ring, this ring is useless if you're not co-oping. This only is useful for a blue phantom. When you're in somebody's game and you equip this ring gives you an automatic 10% attack boost to all of your attacks, regardless of what form of attack they are. Magic, fire, melee, physical, etc. And character tendency, what white character tendency will do for you, apart from allowing you to get that ring, is when you are in soul form, which there's two sides to this. Being in soul form, you have to, in order to be summoned as a blue phantom or invade as a black phantom, you have to be in soul form. So in soul form, but white tendency only applies to soul form or blue phantoms. And soul form, you will get, with pure white character tendency, you will get 20% attack boost. If it's just white, which is one step below pure white, it will be 10%. And that will stack with the world tendency. So if we were to go to Stonefang right now, because Stonefang is pure white, and we are indeed in soul form, and we have pure white character and world tendency, we will get a 40% attack boost, because it works the same with world. If you're in white, you'll get 10%. And if you're in pure white, you'll get 20%. So you can have anywhere from 10 to 40% attack boost in soul form in any given world. And that works the same when you're summoned in as a blue phantom into somebody's world. If you get their world tendency, and if you have pure white tendency, and they have pure white, or you have pure white character tendency, and they have pure white world tendency, you will get that 40% attack boost, and then on top of it, you can put on that Friends Ring, which will give you another 20%. So you can have a maximum of 60% attack boost as a blue phantom, which is quite strong. I mean, it can be the difference between, you know, being able to one-shot invaders or not. Because, like, there's been times where maybe if the player didn't have white character or white world tendency, I wouldn't have been able to kill somebody in one hit, but because they did, I did. It's quite strong, and it works the same way. It works in a similar way with black tendency. If you have pure black character tendency, it doesn't affect your soul form in your game or as a blue phantom, but it affects when you invade or are summoned as a black phantom. If you have pure black character tendency, your attack damage will be a 20% boost as a black phantom. And if the person you invaded has pure black tendency in their world, you will get an additional 20%. So that's 40%, and it works the same way. There is a ring called the Foes Ring. That's the counterpoint to the Allies Ring or the Friends Ring. That gives you another 20, so you can have up to 60% attack boost as a black phantom, if all those criteria are met. And in addition to that, pure black tendency for your character will lower your max HP in soul form from 50 to, I believe, 44.5%, and that will stack with the world tendency. So if you have both pure black world and character tendency, and you're in soul form, and you're not wearing the cling ring, you'll have, I think, 40% max HP. So you do get a penalty to your HP for being in, for having black character tendency. It works similar to sort of like, what do we say? I forget the word, but in like RPGs, when your character is like either evil or good, you get certain perks or disadvantages for either way. So depending on what you're trying to do with your character, it's often suggested that you go for either pure white or pure black, and there are 3 specific swords in the game that scale with that, and because they scale with tendency and not a stat, it's very common to see players who stay low level and either have pure black or pure white. If you're planning on co-oping, you want pure white, and then you can use one of those swords, and you don't need to have high stats because there's no scaling on your stats. You just need to meet the requirements to use the sword, and it will be quite powerful because of your tendency. Same thing with invaders. So that's world tendency sort of explained in a nutshell, or the character tendency rather. It's tied into the world tendency. Hopefully that wasn't too long and rambling, and it did well to clear things up a bit. But we actually do want to get pure black, so I'm going to be invading. And when you kill... I didn't even talk about how you go about the different ways in which you go about getting white and black. But the main way you get white is killing Black Phantom NPCs or players. So we're going to want to go through the Shrine of Storms now. Excuse me. Yi Shi Ji Jing, which this means ritual path or ritual way. So we're back to white here. And we can approach this just like we did last time. I don't know if these guys can be poisoned, but they can be killed pretty easily with that. And notice that we got less souls because we're no longer in pure black, we're in white tendency. Alright, sorry about that, guys. It's rather dry, so I had to clear my throat. We get 5 half moon grass there, and there's a bunch of these dead. It's hard to see with how dark it is in here, but there's a bunch of these dead storm beasts. In the original, it was a lot easier to see in here. But yeah, you can see there's a bunch of these dead storm beasts, those creatures that are flying around in the sky. There's another soul here. We want to cast Cloak and be sure we keep this cloak up. If you watch German Spy's playthrough, he demonstrates how easy it is to go through here. He tends to play at soul level 1 or real low soul levels. But you can get all these guys to fall pretty easily by just using soul remains. This one here, that skeleton there, will almost always roll off the edge if he sees you. But you see how we should equip the moon spear. You see how resistant to thrust those guys are. Ooh, he's still alive. Careful about those gold skeletons. So once you get past that, you can enter this fog and you're safe from the storm beast out there. Let us replenish our MP a bit. And we'll recast Cloak and equip Fireball. And there are more Shadow Lurkers here, but these ones will... Ooh. Oh wow. I thought I was dead, so I spam rolled, and my character rolled the wrong way off the edge, I guess. But apparently we don't one-shot that guy, which is not great. We'll see if we can't one-shot him with the homing soul arrow. But yeah, he does a ray attack. As you saw, he shoots a ray of magic out of his eye. And if we're quick, we should be able to kill that Reaper before the other. But yeah, he will block your path. You can run around him. I prefer to take him out because often he will. And we want to recast Cloak as soon as possible. Alternatively, you could just wear the Thief's Ring, but Cloak is more powerful, and as long as we keep reapplying it, should be okay. We can actually get really close to these guys. Without them even seeing us. And we'll see if we can't one-shot them with homing soul arrow now. Yeah, that's much better. And you want to be quick about running through here because there is another one and he will shoot a laser, and the Reaper is right behind the corner. Now, if you don't one-shot him with a fireball, you can alternatively use a melee attack, and if you attack him once, he will usually fall off to his death even if you don't kill him with your attack. But you want to be really careful because if you attack too much, you can fall off yourself. And when you kill that Reaper, all the male shadow lurkers die, but as you see, there's a dagger on the ground there that we picked up, and it's intended as a trap because there's a female lurker that is not connected to the Reaper that will try to backstab you when you pick up that dagger, which is why I was rolling. And when they're invisible, you can attack them. And from here, we can actually get a look at the boss, which is pretty cool. So that's the boss, and that's actually the boss room below us. He's a mummified corpse. And we'll be seeing him in just a little bit. You actually walk right past his head here. And I'm pretty sure we can pull the camera out and get a closer look at him. I don't know that you can see, you can just sort of see his sword. There. Now this is another trap. If you come here, there's two more of those female lurkers. They're just guarding two crescent moon grass, which we'll eat because they did attack us. And coming out here, we'll use cloak again to avoid the storm beast. But if there's no enemies out here, but if you're in pure black tendency, there's actually I believe there's 3 Black Phantom skeletons, 2 Black Phantom gold skeletons, and a Black Phantom black dual katana skeleton, which is quite a nasty counter. You can get them to fall off pretty reliably. Ooh, we're out of MP. Now, we want to be careful because there's a Reaper right around the corner. And he's really weak to fire. He can also poison the Reapers. They're very weak to poison. Ooh, he dropped a chunk. That's nice. But those shadow lurkers that they spawn when you kill them, if you wait long enough, he will resummon them. And if you're taking your time here, the one behind you that you killed can respawn and come up from behind you and attack you. So you want to be aware of that. And there's not really much. Yeah, there's no other place we can go here. We have to go down. And go through this cave. We can get a soul of a warrior. And then we come into this really cool looking room, and those floating balls are proximity mines. You want to be really careful about those, because if you get too close to them, they will explode, and if you have low health like I do, they'll probably one-shot you. They can, however, kill these phosphorescent slugs, and these slugs drop sucker stone. They'll drop that pretty regularly, and they will also very often drop the white colored sticky slime. This is a really unique room. Yeah, there's a moon shadow stone chunk there, which is nice. Drop some sticky slime for us. There's like these phosphorescent like growths here. It looks really cool. I really like how they made this in the remake. You want to be careful. These slugs aren't that dangerous, but if they overwhelm you, they can kill you if you get hit by all like 4 or 5 of them at once. Okay, looks like that's a sucker stone chunk. And there's another one of those mines. If you see one of those and you'll feel it start to vibrate the controller when it's about to explode. So you want to just keep running in one direction away from it, just to be safe. That was a close one. And there's a nasty trap up ahead. You get a soul item here, but if you come through here. Ooh, yeah. There's a bunch of those slugs in there, but there is one of those proximity mines that will fly right through there, and you don't really have room to dodge inside there, so it's actually pretty dangerous. Yeah, there's one right there, and especially if those slugs are blocking your path from dodging. Ooh. Yeah, this is nasty. That's not what we wanted. I just want to be... Yep, there it is. I would like to set it off. I'm just being very cautious here because I do have low vitality and I don't... Yeah, there it is. Now, if you're quick about it, you could let that thing explode and it would kill all the slugs. And here we get another handleless, gripless, hiltless. So if you hadn't killed Satsuki, send this stuff back. If you hadn't killed him, that's where you can get one without having to kill him. Can send it back. And we did pick up another ring, and this ring is Lanren, which in English is called the Ronin ring, which I'm not sure of that character actually. I think it means something like... Okay, Lang. Yeah. Lang means to roam, weave, breaker, dispose, stroll, rambo. So, Langren, which that's what I was gonna guess, is it means like a vagabond or wanderer, vagrant, tramp. Ah. Okay, so this is where, so in my dictionary here it says Ronin, which I guess is a Japanese, so the English just uses the Japanese. I'm not probably pronouncing that correctly, but that means wandering masterless samurai, which the equivalent to that in Chinese would be wuxia, or wuxia, which is like knight errant, like, you know, an errant knight that has no master but keeps to his own code. And this ring, you pick it up with the hiltless for a good reason, because the katanas and the dex weapons in this game have low durability, and this weapon slows the degradation of weapons when you equip it. So it could be a good weapon for somebody who's using a weapon that has really low durability and will break very quickly. It'll help that from being as much of an issue for you. So this can be a little bit maze-like if you fall down here, but you want to find this hill. You can get back up the hill, and there's a couple different paths. Now this is easy to fall because you see the path is narrowed, but from this angle it's not easy to see that, because it looks, you see how it's sort of like, the way that it's made, it looks angled just enough to deceive you. And there's one more little section we can go down to. And you want to be careful because there is another proximity mine that likes to float around here. I've gotten myself killed farming these slugs several times because the mine will come and explode while I'm not paying attention. And we get an illusory eyeball stone. And I think that's pretty much everything in this little area here. There's a couple different paths. You can hug this wall and walk along this way, which takes you back to the beginning. So there's that. And this, going through this cavern here, leads up to the boss fight. And this boss is actually weak to poison. Which, it is a good idea to have poison for this fight. And I do have cloak, which I will be casting, but if I find that cloak isn't doing a good enough job, because cloak does wear off, I will maybe swap out for the Thief's Ring, but I'll explain this fight as we're going through it. This is a pretty interesting fight, and we get a legendary hero's soul, and as I showed you earlier, that is the boss, and all we have to do is walk a bit and we'll trigger the cutscene. So as you can see, this boss is actually a spirit. 旧日勇士. So this is the old hero. We'll cast Cloak because, as you can see from his head wrappings, he's blind, and he only detects you by sight. Ooh, and he got me. He can really only detect you if you got Cloak or the Thief's Ring if you attack him. And I was being pretty careless there and tried to get away from him, and he turned around and killed me, which I kind of thought he was gonna do. But hopefully it's not too much trouble to get back to him. And if you do die and lose your souls here, don't worry too much, because you do get so many souls in this level. It's really not a big deal to go through it a few more times just to get back the souls you lost. So we want to be quick about taking out skeletons. Oh, we're stuck on this storm beast corpse. I guess I could showcase Demon's Frank at some point. And it looks like we can one-shot them with that spell. So that might be a better idea than using Fireball. And I don't... Did we one-shot these Shadow Lurkers with the Soul Mask? We do. It's very nice. I'm gonna be quick about this and kill that Reaper before... And you don't have to wait around and kill those female spirits. I just wanted to demonstrate that they're there. And if you are quick, you don't need Cloak for this part as long as you keep moving. That is a way to avoid the Storm Beasts if you don't have Cloak or Thief's Ring equipped. Yeah, you notice how I often will start up I'll initiate the spell before I actually am close, because you can move while you're in the middle of the cast, and what I do is I start casting and then I get close enough and then lock on, and then I will target my enemy. Oh, I guess I missed this. I missed this item here. I think it's just the soul. Oh no, it's sticky white slime, of course. We don't need that. And the reason we don't need it is because Crescent and Moon weapons and Mercury weapons, you cannot buff. So, okay, let's try this again. I'll try not to... See, that was another thing, is I was being a little bit careless with my approach in trying to poison him. Because in order to get the poison to stick, you want to hit him no more than 3 times. And you see he loses track of you pretty quickly if you have cloak. So I'll recast cloak. I just want to get him poisoned, and then I'll just sort of wait. Still didn't poison him. I do have the kunai. I suppose I could hit him from range with the kunai as well. Yeah, because we have cloak, he lost us real quickly. Yeah, you see, if you hit him from range too many times, he will very easily be able to spot you. And he will rush you down. So you want to be really cautious about that. We're not having too much luck getting this poison inflicted on him. There, now he's poisoned. Ooh. He just didn't kill us. Okay. Now that poison will do... kunai and +4 mercury will do 900 damage over time, same as the same as poison cloud. So as long as we can keep casting cloak and those homing soul arrow, he shouldn't be able, because homing soul arrow, while it hits him 4 times, I think it only counts as 1 attack. And the more times if you keep attacking him, that's how he'll spot you, and he'll keep aggro to you. He'll keep aggro to you, as long as you keep attacking him. And if a lot of mistakes that new players make, or players who I see fight this in co-op, if they're using a magic build, they'll just stand from range and try to spam the magic. And if you keep spamming even from range, he'll find you real fast. So this will take him out. Put on the Ring of Avarice to get some more souls. $44,550, and that's in white tendency. If we were in pure black, we would have gotten a lot more, but I didn't really want to. We get some holy arrows there, and I thought there was another item here. I might be mistaken. There's the item that's often here is, oh, here it is. Here, there is 3 full moon grass. And for killing the old hero, we get the 勇士恶魔之魂, which is the hero demon soul. And we do want to die in Latria again, so we'll go do that real quick. But Shrine of Storms will now be pure white. And we'll more or less do what we did, or have done, in the last 3 levels. We have quite a few souls now, though, because Shrine of Storms gives you the most souls of all the levels, which is why it's the best farming spot. So we will I will show the hero's soul. The hero's soul is cool because you see it's got a yellow part and a blue part. And this soul only can be made to make 2 things. You could make a miracle, and I think we'll probably make that miracle because the miracle is very powerful. It's called Second Chance, which it makes sense that you would get Second Chance from this boss, because what Second Chance is, and it is the most powerful miracle in the game, and it's run on most standardized meta builds. Second Chance will give you, when you die, gives you literally a second chance, so that when you die, you actually survive with half of your HP. So you'll see your HP bar deplete, and suddenly you have half of it, which kind of looks strange. So in a sense, it gives you like 50% more HP while you have it. And the thing, what's so powerful about it is that if you die, you know, quote unquote die, and you aren't killed quick enough again, like you don't lose the rest of your HP, you can recast it. So it's pretty common that when you're doing PvP at upper soul levels, or even lower soul levels, depending on how min-max the player's build is, that the player will have second chance. And the hero is a soul enemy. It's the soul of that mummy, that mummified hero that you fight. And then in the original game, when you attacked it, it actually, well, there's the sound of a phantom being attacked in the original game had a unique sound, which they do not have in the remake, which is unfortunate. But that same sound is what it sounded like when you attacked the hero, because he is a phantom. And the other thing you can make is his sword. It's the large sword of searching, which I've showcased that in my all boss weapons showcase video. It's a large curved sword, and it's actually a decent curved sword for a strength build, because it doesn't really scale with dex that much. A little bit with strength, but it's the largest curved sword, and I think it's the heaviest. But it's got a unique property in that when you equip it, it increases your item drop, so you can stack it with the newly added to the remake Providential Ring, or the Luck Ring. So it's often used as a farming tool, but it's not a bad weapon to use as an actual weapon if you have, say, a strength build that can wield it properly. It's a fast weapon, as all curved swords are, and it's quite a bit larger. But we'll level up.
Is the power of the soul, no? Then touch the demon inside me.
We can get quite a few levels from this, so.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul
15.
of the withdrawn from its vessel.
And we'll start doing magic again.
Let strength be granted, so the world might be mended. So the world might be mended. Art thou finished?
And that gave us attack rating of 300 now on our Moon Winged Spear, and our Crescent Piercing Sword is now 258. 174 there, 106. Yeah, and our magic adjusts 155 on the wooden, 141 on the silver.
I was worried sick.
He's always so worried about us. We'll deposit this stuff. We'll need these arrows. I don't know that we'll need this ring. We don't really... Our weapons don't tend to break that quickly. Although the durability on them isn't like the highest. It's... If you, for example, compare to the katanas. The katana has 70. Yeah, and so does the Hiltless. They all have... They have 70, so yeah, that's pretty low durability. As does the rune or relic sword.
We are indebted to you.
But you... I can forge weapons for you. You come back alive.
Pair our gear, and we'll go learn Second Chance from Urbane. Well, yeah, I think we will eventually get... I think you do need a second miracle slot to equip Second Chance and use it. But we will be getting that. You need... And in order to get your second miracle slot, you need 16 faith.
Oh, is that you again? Do you have further offerings?
Yeah, we can see the other miracles that we could have learned had we not used the spells, or learned spells from Frey. But this is Second Chance, the Arts机会, which is quite literally the second chance. So we'll learn that because we don't really need that sword. This is a miracle. This is a large recovery, or recovery in English, because in English recovery is called heal, and this is large heal basically. It's just a stronger heal. This you need 3 colorless demon souls to get. This is God's Anger or God's Wrath. It's the only offensive miracle in Demon Souls. It's a large AoE blast. If you've watched any of my other videos from my first sort of, I guess, experiments I did with doing a Let's Play on my first character, I've used this attack quite a bit. It's really good for faith builds. It's the only offensive spell. It does have a longer wind-up time as compared to God's Wrath in Dark Souls, but it has a much bigger AoE and hits above and below you in a wide area, so it's very effective if you have a chance to cast it. And it can do quite a lot of damage on a high faith build. This is Recovery which this like Antidote. This is similar to Antidote. This you use the Leechmonger's Soul for. The Wriggling Demon Soul. You can cure all status ailments with this. And this is Zhonghuan. This you use. This is the yellow demon soul from the monk. This. Oh, is that the? Yeah, I did say that there's a spell the monk. A miracle the monk can make, and the monk's soul, and this is banish. It sends black phantoms home. You can only cast this as a host, and it has a similar AoE like God's Wrath. And if a black phantom that invaded you is caught in that AoE, it doesn't do any damage, but it just immediately sends them home. So yeah, those are some of the miracles we could have gotten. There's only, I think, 10 miracles in Demon Souls. There's quite a few more spells.
Leto the Moonlight Knight, Resiah of Istarel, even Selen Vinland. Many honorable knights have ventured into Boletaria in search of the Valley of Defilement. The vicious rumors about Estraya offend our most basic sense of respect for God's name. However, none of these great knights have made it back. Could it be that that wretched valley is so infested with grime that even our Lord's voice does not resonate there? Or perhaps it is the fate of those left behind by God.
Yeah, that's some really interesting dialogue there. I don't know if I remember getting that from him before. Yeah, he talks about the different crusaders or knights that have went into the Valley of Defilement and have not been able to return.
Oh, Frake and the Candle Maiden are no exception.
Yep.
God bless this brave warrior, Umbasa.
So I think that's going to have to do it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. And I will see all of you in the next one. Umbasa.